The town of Bethlehem in the West Bank is usually filled with pilgrims and tourists at this time of year, with a huge Christmas tree in central Manger Square. But this year the mood is sombre. There's no Christmas tree, no visitors, and Nativity Church is empty. Celebrations have been called off in solidarity with Gaza. These pictures show the installation of a grotto among rubble in Manger Square, representing the destruction and suffering there. While many Palestinians in the West Bank and across Israel have relatives and friends in Gaza. Let's go live now to the Most Reverend Hosam Naoum, who's the Anglican Archbishop in Jerusalem. Can you tell us a little bit about the atmosphere this year and how it's different from previous years?
Yeah, let me begin by wishing everybody a safe and Merry Christmas at this time here from Jerusalem and from Bethlehem. And as you just mentioned, it seems that Christmas has been suspended, or at least some celebrations within the area here has been suspended because of the war. And there are actually no atmospheres whatsoever except the worship and the liturgies that will take place over Christmas.
And I mean, I know you don't really want to talk about the politics of this, but you must be talking to people, your parishioners or people who are there. What do they tell you about how they're feeling at the moment?
We believe that there's so much devastation in the area. The war itself on every side is causing a lot of death, and especially the death of civilians, women and children, and in Gaza with the loss of all senses of life, especially in the north. And our people, our own churches in Gaza and our hospitals and schools, the Christian ones, actually has lost any sense of hope in the midst of suffering and destruction at this time. And that's why our people everywhere, not only here in the Holy Land, but around the world, we are feeling with the people who are suffering at this time. And that's why it's important that this war has to end, and civilians and people should have aid, food and water, so that we can at least feel that there is some kind of hope or sustenance or nourishment in the time of Christmas.
And given what we've heard in the last few days, what would your hopes be for 2024?
Certainly one thing that we all believe, that Christmas is a time of hope. It's a time where we pray for peace, and we pray for an end of war, not only here in the Holy Land, but everywhere, whether it is in Ukraine or in Sudan or any other place in the world. And that's why what we hope for 24 is to be a year where people can have a sense of peace, and they pursue it and believe that the only way to end war and to enmity, that would be to sit on the table of negotiations. And in our case, we hope that people will come, and leaders in the area here and around the world would decide and say that it's time to be serious about peace in this land. Jerusalem is the city of peace, and it should be so.
Most Reverend Hosam Naoum, thank you very much indeed for talking to us.